Hey, and welcome back to Not Easy Being Geeky. And last week I talked about Inuyasha and how it was getting a sequel, and it is still getting a sequel. Sorry, said was. It's getting a sequel.
It's still doing it.
They're still doing it. It's going to be an anime and a manga. So I'm really excited for that. Really hope they don't mess up one of my favorites.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I do have a lot of questions and concerns, which I went over in that episode, so make sure you go check that one out too. And today, I have Justin here with me, and we're going to be talking about how nerds are taking over Disney. No, it's a great thing. Nerd culture is totally taking over Disney for the better. And I just wanted to talk about some movies that I've noticed that totally were influenced by nerd culture, video games, and tabletop, not to mention technology and innovation, science. So I just wanted to talk about a few of my favorites that I think some of them are quite a bit underrated, but I'm excited to talk about them, and I wanted Justin's input on it too. So, Justin, hey.
Hey, I'm excited to hear your list. I haven't heard it yet.
Yes. So I wanted to talk a little bit about. I wanted to start off with Big Hero 6.
Yes.
I love this movie so much. By the way, it's a total tearjerker.
I already love your list.
Yeah, it's great. I love Big Hero 6, and I love this movie so much because it really touches you in a different way. In almost every single Disney movie that somebody's gonna die. That's like their favorite thing to do is kill off like a character you love.
Spoilers. Wow.
Sorry. They do that though. Either like the parent dies, like someone close to them. They're just totally notorious for doing that. They totally kill off like some of the best characters. Spoiler alert in Star Wars, the prequels.
You're doing a spoiler alert for the prequels?
Yeah, for the prequels. Qui-Gon Jinn dies. Yeah. He's still one of my favorite characters. Liam Neeson kicked ass. But anyway, we're going to be talking about that in the after show. Don't worry. Also, hey, we have an after show now. So if you go check out our Patreon and you become a patron, you can get access to early episodes and to our after show.
So you're basically... So back to Big Hero 6.
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
Big Hero 6 to me was a very underrated movie because it came out around the same time Frozen did. And don't get me wrong, Frozen is a great movie. It's got wonderful music. I mean, Idina Menzel, she's in Wicked. And what's her face? Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
I mean, great cast. And Josh Gad, love him. He was also in the Book of Mormon. Another amazing musical that's hilarious. It's made by the guys that did South Park. So just letting you know the kind of humor that's in it. But yeah, I love that musical as well. And him in general as an actor, I think he's a great actor. I think he's hilarious. But yeah, it came out around like the whole buzz of Frozen, and every little kid was like, their mind was getting blown by Frozen. And that one song, Let It Go, that was it. That's all you heard. And I think Big Hero 6 is more for older kids, which is why it did not do as well for like box office and things of that nature. And I don't know, honestly. I didn't look at the freaking statistics. I don't know. But to me, in my experience, it was not as hyped up or talked about as much as Frozen was. And let's just be honest, any Disney princess movie is gonna be heavily marketed and they're gonna put all their money towards, when in reality, I think this movie was way better than Frozen. Okay, I'm just saying it. I think it's way better than Frozen. I think the family dynamic is amazing because it's not your typical family. The friends, I mean, the relationships in it, the character development, it was great. And not to mention, Baymax is freaking adorable. He's an adorable character. And it made me sad. Because here you have this kid who, he's a freaking genius, by the way. Like, literally, he's like 12 or so. Isn't it funny how everyone, anytime it's like a kid and they don't know their age, they're like, what are you, 12?
Because, 13 sounds older.
Yeah, 13 sounds older. So you're like, what are you, 12? Anyway, I think he's like 12 or whatever. And Clearly, I did not do my research. It's a chill episode today, guys.
He's 14.
Sure, whatever.
Wait. We're talking about the
kid. Yeah, the kid.
The main character in Big
Yeah.
Hero 6?
Yeah.
Well, wasn't he trying to get into high school? Like that
No,
special high school?
college.
But he was like younger. He like advanced classes.
Yeah, he skipped like 7 grades to go to fucking college.
Yeah. I don't think I'm just saying I think he might have been more of a 14.
Sure, whatever. I don't care. Anyway, he's a young kid. He's a freaking genius, and he literally like starts off like doing illegal bot fights, like scamming people for money, like doing anyway.
In the underground.
Yeah, in the underground, and like he's kicking ass at it. He's got this cutesy little robot that winds up like whooping ass. And his brother goes to this amazing, crazy, cool school where they focus on like advancement of technology and innovation, and it's dope. And he takes his brother there because his brother's like, man, I'm so tired of school, man. I graduated high school like last year because he skipped so many grades. He's like, I don't got nothing to do. And I'm like, way too young to get a job. So I'm just like chilling here.
So older brother's like, check out this cool school.
And he's like, you and your nerds, man. But then he wound up like falling in love with the school and the this thing, what was it? The superintendent, whatever. The freaking principal, what the hell? Anyway, the dean of the school, I guess it would be for university. I guess the dean. And you find out that he meets him and it's like, he's like, hey, I want you to come to my school. This is some dope technology. Shows him like his little robot or whatever, and he's like, this is really impressive. And he's like, I want you to come to my school. And the kid's like, all right, I'll think about it. And then he's like, I gotta go to this school. And he shows at this showcase with his technology, this new technology he made. And anyway, I'm not gonna ruin the whole thing for you. It's just definitely would recommend it. Sadly enough, his brother, I'm gonna do a quick spoiler here because like I already said it, his brother, Disney character, dies always, right? I can think of very few Disney movies that somebody didn't die.
Well, I mean, usually in situations like that, somebody has to learn something.
Yeah, they need like a life-changing moment to get them, yeah. And so his brother dies and it gets him to spiral, and it's like he's in this inner turmoil. And then he doesn't know if he even wants to go back to the school. And then his brother had made Baymax, which was his like thing for the world to like help with primary care. So definitely would recommend it. It gets you in the feels. It's a wonderful movie. And I think another reason why it didn't do so well, like in my opinion, is because it's not your typical Disney movie that has music in it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
like Disney movies usually have like a whole musical type vibe, and little kids that's great for. But like I said, this to me was targeted more towards like older kids and adults.
Well, I mean, even still, like I don't think this movie ever called for music.
No. I don't think it. No. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it did well because like it's not your average Disney movie that has that.
Well, it goes deep, but it was kind of like the boy version of. It's kind of like the boy version of Frozen. I don't know. Whatever. Frozen was soft and sweet with a little craziness in there with songs. Big Hero 6 was a little depressing, but the main character learned something, then boom, action. All good. Action's all good.
But yeah, I really enjoyed that movie a lot, and rest in peace, Tadashi. Such an amazing character. Really was sad, like a very sad death. But I thoroughly enjoy that movie. Would highly recommend it, and it's just awesome because like it's all about this kid who's a genius, and he gets into the school of his dreams and winds up saving the world. By the way, the freaking world. He saves the world. Anyway,
who is your favorite hero in that movie?
Ooh, oh man.
Or not hero, whatever.
I know what you mean. Like the character, yeah, the student. Oh, I forget their names, but like off the top of my head, the chick with the speed freaking legs with the wheels, she was a badass.
That's what I was gonna say. Them things are dope.
She was oh wait, and then the freaking pizza delivery kid. That kid's dope too. And he's got and he winds up Stan Lee is his dad. Stan
Oh
Lee.
yeah.
Little subtle thing in there. Stan Lee's.
I can't remember the actor's name who does that guy's voice, but I can picture his voice in my head.
It's gonna drive me crazy. Oh my god! But I love him. Probably I changed my mind. Him. He was hilarious, and he had fire spitting out of his costume.
Right.
They show at the end of the credits that Stan Lee was his dad because this kid's freaking rich and loaded and has access to every single comic book you could possibly think of, and you're like, how the hell does this kid have this much money? Who's his dad or his mom or whatever? And then you find out it's freaking Stan Lee.
Oh yeah. Well, it also kind of the mansion turns into a bat cave.
Yeah, it was dope as shit. Anyway. Oh my god. Yeah, love that movie so much. Another movie that I feel like is underrated, but also in that same kind of feel is Meet the Robinsons.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie. Literally Absolutely. Cannot watch that movie without crying.
Meet the Robinsons is one of my favorite Disney movies.
Oh yeah, same. I love it so much. Talk about your future can be changed at any moment. You know what I mean?
It's so inspirational. At the end of it, you're just getting punched in your inspirations.
In your inspirations.
Yeah, it hurts, but it teaches to see.
Your inspiration. He totally just made that up. He has no clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, your inspirations.
Your inspirations. Yeah. Okay.
I just learned something.
You just learned something. But
inspiration.
It's great. It gets you flowing. You know what I mean?
Not to mention, I just love the story to it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, this also very sad movie. But then, you find out later, it was all leading up to the good in his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I also love this movie a lot because it reminds me of Walt Disney. Which I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, people, but they constantly quote a very famous Walt Disney quote throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
Which is keep moving forward.
Yeah.
The whole quote is much longer, but they use that little snippet of it.
Well, I think the movie was based off of the book, and I think it might have. I don't know. I think it might have been a movie that, or rather, a book that Walt Disney.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not going to be making stuff up because I don't know if that's true at all. But either way, I know that it was a book, and I know Disney made the movie, and I don't know if there was some inspiration in there from Disney in the long run of things. I love it though.
I love that movie. And also there's I forget the name of the song at the end of the movie, but it makes me cry every freaking time. I'll be so fine. I mean, I've seen this movie 20 times at this point. I really do love this movie. But every time I hear the ending song, I'm just oh shit, here comes the waterworks.
It's Let It Go or something like that by the guy from
yeah, I really don't know.
The same Matchbox 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. But yeah, I love that movie very much.
Rob Thomas and
Yeah!
Santana. I mean, he's not in the
Santana's not in it, but I know what you're talking about.
No, that's how I can only remember that guy's name.
Yeah. But very much love that movie, and it's inspired a lot by Walt Disney himself, and it makes me happy. It gets me feeling good. And it's also really funny in a lot of parts. It's just a cute, sweet, feel-good movie, and it makes you sad, but in the best way, because at the end, it's just such a good, happy ending that it makes up for all the sad at the beginning. You know what I mean?
Well, which is classic Disney in the long run anyways.
I don't think we're talking about every Disney movie, man. Have you seen The Fox and the Hound?
Yeah, it starts off sad, ends happy.
No, man, that shit just stays sad the whole fucking movie.
Starts off sad, gets happy, and then it gets sad again.
Yeah, it's really fucking sad.
No, I haven't seen that movie since I was 5.
I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid, but I just remember being traumatized from how sad.
Yeah, I was 5 years old since the last time I've seen that, and I told myself that's the last time I'm going to watch this piece of crap.
Yeah, this movie's sad as shit. Oh, man.
Hey, kid, want to watch something that's going to make you cry and make you regret it for every day of your life?
Bambi too, man. Bambi, let's just kill your mom right in front of you. Jeez.
See, that's a movie that I really didn't even watch that much of.
Yeah. No.
It wasn't in my,
no, I did not see
my VHS tape.
Bambi was not the movie I saw over and over again. Let's just start there. For me, Disney movies, I did not want to watch
I saw Fox and the Hound more than I've seen any of the other ones.
It's not the saddest one out of all.
And not that much, like those older ones like that, like the Out of the Bambi and the Fox and Hounds and
The oldest one I saw the most was definitely Snow White, but it was mostly because I loved Dopey as a kid.
I gotcha.
I did not like her though. I'm sorry to anybody that loves that movie or her or she's your favorite Disney. Her voice was just, I'm sorry, it's a little annoying to me. I didn't like
Snow
it.
White?
Yeah, it's a little high pitched.
She's a bitch.
She's a bitch. Why is Snow White a bitch?
Don't get me started on her.
Okay. I'm sorry, you think Snow White's the bitch, not the evil queen that tried to kill her. Yeah, no, he shook his head like, no. What are you talking about? No. Oh, man.
I'm just gonna say I know something about Snow White, and she should apologize.
Well, you know, it's just funny to me, like, that these movies don't get the recognition they deserve, in my opinion. Like I said, they're not a Disney princess movie, so they're not gonna put, like, their all into the marketing for them or everything. And it makes me sad, because I feel like a lot of these movies are better than most of those, you know? And they talk about a lot more serious topics and stuff that's important at the same time. Like, it's not like, oh, okay, this is just like a sad movie. No, it's like stuff that should be talked about. You know what I mean? Like how to deal with a loved one, like that's close to you, how to deal with that kind of death. And like in Meet the Robinsons, how he had to deal with his mother leaving him. You know, like this is sad shit, but it's stuff that really happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And great character development though, like I said, in both those movies. And nerd culture is really like I'm passionate about it because I have a whole podcast dedicated to it. All of my tattoos are nerdy. You guys cannot see them through the audio, sorry. But I have a D&D.
Look through my microphone.
Yeah, no. I have a D&D tattoo, I have a Darth Vader tattoo, I have a Princess Bride tattoo, I have a Legend of Zelda tattoo, I have a Kingdom Hearts tattoo, and I even have a violin on my other hip. So like all of mine nerdy. Love it. And they're just going to continue to grow and be more nerdy.
Look through the microphone.
I don't think that's possible.
Sure.
No, it's not possible. But
so you're telling us you've got your creds.
No, I'm not saying that I'm an important person of any sort to have any kind of credentials. No, I'm just passionate about it.
Yeah.
That does not mean I'm a good source of information. I'm sorry. Like half the time I really don't research as well as I should, like whenever I'm thinking about it, which is why we have the after show. Cuz I forget shit when I'm talking about I know I'm heavily promoting this, guys, but really it really does mean a lot to me that you guys check it out. But probably like my favorite one that they've done though, for like nerdiness, and it's one of my favorite Disney movies, period. Like I love it so much. I have so many of the pop figures, and I really don't have many Disney pop figures. It's just so many of them, and they're hard to find because a lot of them were like original. Anyway, not getting into that. But I do have a shit ton of the pop figures for this movie, and it's Wreck-It Ralph. I instantly, when this movie came out, I wanted to see it so bad because like the trailers for it had like classic video game characters like Pac-Man and Bowser and they have Sonic in it and I'm just trying to think of everybody. But anyway, like all these classic games. And I got so excited because I was like, when I saw them, I was like, are they making a video game movie? Like, that's so cool. And when I saw it, I was thinking, like, are they going to go the route of like Tron with this or something? Or.
Speaking of Tron, that's a freaking amazing movie.
Yeah, it is. The original?
Yeah, geek culture, whatever you want to call it, doesn't even matter. It's just a cool movie.
So. Oh, yeah. No, amazing movie. But, yeah, I love Wreck-It Ralph so much. It's such a cute movie, and I love it so much, man. It makes me happy.
Well, my favorite part about Wreck-It Ralph is I don't know, the little driving game that Penelope's in.
You mean Vanellope?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Vanellope is a part of this cute little driving game, and she thinks and everyone else thinks that she's a glitch in the game. And so Ralph is a bad guy in his game, which is called I think the game was called Fix It Felix, or was it Wreck It Ralph? I can't remember. I haven't seen the original in a long time. I saw the sequel not too long ago. But anyway, he's his own video game, and he's the villain. And I think it's Fix It Felix is the game,
I think
because
so.
the game is Fix It Felix, and Ralph is the bad guy in Fix It Felix. And Fix It Felix is a little plumber. It's kind of like Mario with Donkey Kong in a way. Ralph is supposed to like signify like Donkey Kong, throwing stuff at Ralph to try to prevent him from fixing the building. And so, Ralph at the end of the game, it's cute because like when the arcade shuts down, all the games like go to bars and stuff, and like have their own little life outside of their games. And Ralph at the end of the game is always sad because all the little townspeople go have a party together without him. And he's like, well, I'm just a bad guy in the video game. I'm not a bad guy in real life. You know what I mean? And that's what the whole game is centered around, or the whole movie is centered around, is that he is good, but he's bad in the game. And so Ralph leaves his game to go get a coin so he can like prove to them, or a medal. He tries to find a medal so that way he wins at the end of the game and he can be a good guy and he can have the cake instead of being thrown off the building. And so he goes on this journey and meets Vanellope, who is in another game, and they build this adorable relationship, like a brother-sisterly type bond, and it's just so cute. And that's a movie that made me tear up a little bit too, because like also has a crazy twist in it that I can honestly say was not expecting when the first time I saw it. I won't ruin it for anybody if you haven't seen it, because I'm very good at doing that. I'm sorry. But very big twist in the villain, and it's a very wonderful movie. And I felt again that this movie did not get as much recognition as it deserved.
I mean, it was out there, but
Yeah, like I said, it's Disney like will not, or not that they won't, but most of the time they're not going to spend extra money to market something that's not like something that they think is going to make them a lot of money. You know what I mean? So like tend to be like the Disney princess movies that they throw out a ton of money on, or Star Wars and things like that.
well, I think it's also, I mean, the fact that it's never just one Disney movie that's coming out. There's always
Oh
another
yeah.
one that's right around the corner usually. And usually it's gonna be the one that's projected to have the most money is the one that they've
Yeah.
putting the more of the investment into.
Yeah. And but would definitely recommend you see Wreck-It Ralph, and they also have a sequel to it, which I thought was also good. Do I think it was better than the first one? No, but that's usually how sequels are. But it was still good. Very cute, sweet movie. One of my favorites.
Yeah, I like, I mean, I think what's one of my favorite parts about it is I think it's cool that their little central station is the,
Yeah,
power outlets
yeah,
between all the
yeah.
games.
It's like Grand Central Station, but instead of trains, it's literally like outlets, like wall outlets
Yeah.
to their arcade games. It's very cute. And that's where you start to see like all the different video games. It's really cute. They're all just like chilling after dark.
Hanging out.
It's cute. You see Sonic, you see Frogger, like I said. It's a wonderful movie. And if you love video games too, it's just cute to see it. You know what I mean? Like that video games were represented in that way, because a lot of the time, I think up until recently in the past, like let's say like 15 years, 15 to 20 years, not even, video games were seen as something so negative. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they make your aggression so bad, and there was so much negativity towards video games, like they'll rot your brain and all this, you know what I mean? Like all this propaganda. And it's just now that people are realizing that it's actually the opposite, that a lot of people get stress relief from playing video games. And a lot of video game technology is being used in films now, and it's very innovative. And, you know, it's so different than what it used to be. And so I feel like for a while there, video games were very negative, or not video games themselves, but the idea around them was very negative. And it's now just recently starting to change.
Well, the people that were pointing the fingers about that kind of negativity on it, now they're joining in with one of the most negative things in the world, like social media combat, Facebook, whatever you want to call it. That's accessible to them. When I say them in this reference, I'm thinking of the parents who were angry at video games back in the day.
They're making,
but now, I mean,
the Karens.
Now
of the
everybody
world.
is involved in social media, and I mean, it's a hostile war zone out that way.
By the way, if there's any Karens out there, and you say that, I keep seeing this meme, and it's like, a Karen says, "You can't say the word Karen. That's like the N-word." And then it's like, well, then say it. Like, it's, if you can't say it, then it's not as bad, because you're comfortable enough to say Karen. So sorry, I just had to throw that out there. Anyway, stupid Karens. I mean, really, it's not as bad. Anyway,
listen, I'm not trying to disrespect any K words.
It's not the same. No, not even close.
I don't know, man. You get a whole bunch of them together, it can get you fired.
Jeez, no. Okay, let me just throw this out there for all the Karens of the world. You have never actually been able to get anybody fired.
Okay, you're getting hostile to all these Ks.
I'm just letting them know the real truth. The thing is, okay, I worked retail for like 7 years. Anytime a Karen leaves, and the boss says, "Oh yeah, we're totally gonna take care of this," what we do is, when you leave,
or
we talk,
disgruntled customer,
whatever,
of any name,
whatever. Somebody that gets all up in my grill and is like, "I want to talk to your manager." All right, bet. When that manager comes and is giving me a harsh talking to in front of you, as soon as you leave, and I don't even mean like when you walk out the door, I mean when you walk 2 steps away, we're already talking shit about you. Like, don't worry, man, you're not in trouble. Every single time that a manager said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna handle this," I never got in trouble, because they knew that they were the crazy one, and I was doing my job. You've never gotten anyone fired. Just letting you know that now.
They got me fired.
No, they did not. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't give them that fuel. Don't give them that hope. And another movie, it just recently came out. And we were flipping out when we saw the trailers for it, you and me. Like, I can't remember what movie it was that we went to see in the theaters. We very rarely get to go to the movies. We're old, so we don't get
No. We just could care less about going to the movies unless it's something that we actually want to see and everything.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I mean, what movie did we go see?
I don't remember. I can't remember what it was.
Was it Star Wars?
I think that might be the last. Night? I think that might be the last movie we went to go see. Anyway,
it was the one before that. Star Wars and the Star Wars.
Yeah, we usually. Anyway, so we go to see a movie. Probably was Star Wars. And we see the previews of the movie Onward, and but it was Onward, and we were super stoked when we saw the previews for it, because first of all, Chris Pratt is in it, and I love Chris Pratt. But it's these two brothers, they go on an adventure, and it's D&D style, like hardcore D&D style.
Yeah, nothing but an adventure.
It was great. I enjoyed the movie thoroughly, and I feel like if you've ever played any kind of tabletop game or D&D-esque, style game, or any kind of role-playing game, you would laugh at a lot of the stuff in this, because they totally... the game in the movie is called Quests of Yore, which apparently I found out recently that they're actually going to be making this a real tabletop game, so maybe me and Justin will play it soon and let you guys know whenever it does come out, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, or if it's just D&D. Like, you never know.
I kind of got a feeling that it'll be something along the lines of like how the Rick and Morty D&D set that we have.
I agree.
I feel like it'll be something like that, where it gives you all the little tools that you can make your own adventure with.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool.
I hope so.
Yeah, because I actually really enjoyed the Rick and Morty one. It was very fun. Funny too, if you would recommend getting that. It's a dungeon crawl. It's very simple, but
Dungeon crawl with plenty of Rick and Morty.
yeah, references, a lot of them. It was
Yeah.
great. I enjoyed it.
It's a fan pleaser.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's if you're a fan of Rick and Morty, it was definitely fun. We even had people that had never seen Rick and Morty before, and they had fun playing it too. So that's how you know you made a pretty good game, because if people don't even know the references and they're still laughing and enjoying it, it's pretty good. But onward. Chris Pratt is the older brother, and he's got this dope van.
Oh, I know.
It's a kick-ass van. It reminds me of the van in, oh my god, what's that movie?
Fanboys.
Fanboys. Yes, I love that movie. That's
Yeah.
okay. Little tidbit about me and Justin. That was the movie we watched on our first date. And for a long time before we got even busier in our lives, every few months we would watch it and like recreate our first date, which was to go get coffee and watch Fanboys. And it was a great first date. Clearly, we're married, so it worked. But yeah, it reminds me a lot of the van from Fanboys, because it's just decked out.
Well, I think it's supposed to be that same style van. Where,
yeah.
Lights, shag carpet.
It's a carriage house.
Tables.
Yeah. I love that movie. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. He's got this dope van. It's beat to hell. It's got this dope unicorn on the side, and its name is Guinevere. Yeah, it's great. And Chris Pratt is nothing but himself in this movie. Like, I loved it so much. And it's surprisingly very, very emotional. Like, we were crying. We were not like tearing up. We were like, damn, that was...
I wasn't crying.
You were crying. You're crying. No, he's a man, so he's sweating from his eyes.
No, I was profusely sweating from my eyes.
Yeah, it made us cry more than we thought it. I was not expecting it to make us cry at all. So,
why do you keep saying that word?
Cry.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
You keep using that word. I do not think that word means what you think it means.
I was sweating from my eyes.
Yeah. But I loved this movie.
My eyes.
And it's funny, though, because they make so many references to D&D. And how it's like, no, you gotta go on the creepy path. Like, that's the one that gives you the best shit. And, like, all this stuff. It's so funny. Like, the easy path is never the path you want to take. And it's just, like, so many good references.
As is life.
Yeah.
But if you want, like, the cool potions and junk, you gotta go down the hard way. Anyways.
Yeah. And along the way, who also is the younger brother's played by Tom Holland, also an amazing. He played Spider-Man, amazing actor. Those are two people I don't think anyone hates. Does anybody hate Chris Pratt or that kid Tom Holland? They're just such pure people, like just kind, sweet people.
I'm sure there's some people that hate either one of them.
They're crazy.
Hey.
Oh man, they're just so nice and like everything that they.
Somebody's probably like, I've had.
I know there's probably that one person
with
that
Chris Pratt.
Screw Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
That's
like,
all
what
I
did
see.
they do to you?
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. No, I don't want any of that.
Yeah, no. Chris Pratt did amazing in this role, and it was he was so funny. The brother relationship in it is sad but also sweet at the same time, and the ending is what gets you, man. Like throughout like I said, the relationship was built very well, and it's a sweet family movie too. Man, it made me cry harder than I thought it would. I was like literally like at the end of the movie, Justin looks over at me and he's like, you okay? Because, like, my whole face is just drenched. I'm, like, rubbing.
Her eye sweat was incredible.
Yeah, my eye sweat was incredible that day. And it was a cute movie. And like I said, so many awesome references to D&D. And it made me so happy. Like, it's fun to see that. Like, okay, because back in the day, now, let's just talk about this. Now, this kind of stuff is considered fun and cool. But I got bullied heavily for liking this shit. Like, if I even, like, said, oh, yeah, I love anime, or I love playing video games, people would be like, no, you don't. Or, you're a chick. You can't like that. You know what I mean? There was always that, like, you know, negative feeling I got. So I felt like I could never thoroughly enjoy those things around other people because they kept putting me down for it. So I just had to do it like by myself. And like, also that sucks because as a kid, you want to make friends that like the same things as you because you build stronger relationships that way. You know what I mean? And so it was hard for me to find friends in that case that like loved those same kind of things as me. But now it's like, oh, you're so cool. You read comic books, you play video games, you do this. And it's like, wait a second. You guys were making fun of me for reading all those Marvel comics, and now you're going to see every single Marvel movie ever? Get out of here. You're not a real fan. Anyway. Star Wars, too. Like, you were a huge nerd if you liked Star Wars, and now it's like, oh, Star Wars! And it's like, wait a second, wait. You can't just run over those past 15 years where you're making fun of me for liking Star Wars, and because I had my Darth Vader backpack. Get out of here.
Same can be said about Nickelback.
Don't
get me started on that.
Don't get started on Nickelback. That's gonna start a whole uproar.
Yeah. Who the hell was it that started deciding? That started saying that it was
but I will
bad?
say the best thing that ever happened.
No.
I'm gonna say it.
No.
The best thing that ever happened with Nickelback. I almost said Nippleback.
Well, that's second best thing.
The best thing that ever happened with Nickelback, like people shitting on them, was that meme. Look at this graph. I don't care how many times I see that shit. It still makes me laugh. Because it's like, if you know the song, it says, look at this photograph. And it's like a really sad song, but they distort the voice and everything. And it shows like a fucking, like a line graph. Anyway, sorry. That's like one of my favorite memes. Probably my two favorite memes in the entire world are that one and the Justin Timberlake meme where it's like, it's gonna be May. I can't wait for that shit every year. Like, freaking April 31st, I'm like, oh, bitch, it's time to post me some JT. Hell yeah. Love that shit. Still, to this day, my favorite. I've been using that meme for like 10 years.
Well, anyways, I hate people who make fun of Nickelback.
But, yeah, anyway, like, we got off on a little tangent there. I'm sorry, but...
We? You didn't even let me have my tangent.
But Onward was a very sweet movie. It's just came out, so I'm definitely not gonna, put any...
I love Nickelback.
Justin loves Nickelback.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But Onward, I won't put any spoilers out there for you guys, because it did just recently come out. It didn't get to even go in theaters because obviously the coronavirus.
You don't need to do that anyway.
Anyway, it's on Disney Plus. So you guys can stream it. I would highly recommend. I did really enjoy the movie. I know a lot of other people did that I've talked to. It's a very cute movie and very sweet. And it was also funny, man. A lot of parts of it were hilarious. So would definitely recommend. And it's just exciting though to like I said, to see these kind of things now. Because like I said, growing up, it was not the case. Like you were made fun of, and it was not a pleasant time to like this kind of stuff when I was a kid. And being able to see like things transform over these past few years to where Disney is making it more accessible and more, I hate to use the word normal. Regular is a better word to say. More frequent, more, what am I trying to think of?
Are you talking about movies that tend to be geared towards like a nerd culture, geek culture kind of thing? Well, I think Disney knows what they're doing. Disney knows where the true fans are, and
I think that's what it is.
They're gonna go for that market and everything.
I think it'd be hilarious if in the future they'd pick up Star Trek or something, because that would alone like tear fandoms apart.
There's no reason for them to be.
I don't think they'd ever touch Star Trek. That's a completely different. Sorry, but we're not Trekkies here. We're all about that Star Wars life.
Either way, that's not a Disney kind of place for that. I don't think Trekkies would want them, and I don't think Disney would want the Trekkies.
But another reason why I love fanboys, because they just shit on Trekkies throughout the entire movie. They just shit on them the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe we should talk about fanboys in another episode. That'd be great. But anyway, yeah, thoroughly enjoyed the movie, and it, like I said, it's just exciting to see things changing and becoming more mainstream. That's the word I was looking for. Mainstream. Because even though sometimes certain mainstream things like in animes and stuff like that can get annoying because then you get fan service, it's also fun to see though that like now more people are loving that thing and want more of it. You know what I mean? So like, yes, people have issues with, the new Star Wars sequels, but as a Star Wars fan, there were a lot of things I enjoyed. You know what I mean? So yes, you can have things you don't like about it, but you're still getting the things that you love. You know what I mean? So even though you may have things you don't like about it, you're getting more of it. You know what I mean? Which can be awesome and fulfilling and fun. Because think about like how long Star Wars has been going on for, and they just keep making more. I mean, now they got all these series coming out too. It's just growing more and more, But don't worry, we're going to be talking about that in the after show. We're going to be talking about Star Wars and Marvel in the after show, so don't forget to check that out. I'm really excited to talk about that and my qualms and loves of the sequels and the series that are coming out and things of that nature, and Marvel. So I'm excited, but don't forget to check out our after show and on Patreon. And like I said, you can get early access to episodes. And even if you guys don't want access to the after show, we do have a $1 tier that's just to help us out so we can make better, awesome content for you guys. So we really appreciate the support. And as always, it's not easy being geeky. Hey guys, thank you for your continued support. You can check us out on all of our socials, including our website, noteasybeingeeky.com, and our Patreon. We just made a new Patreon. You can support us even further. You'll also get exclusive content, early access to episodes, and now our after show. Yes, we have an after show. It's awesome. Go check it out. And thank you again for your continued support. Every little bit helps.